Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to absolutely take down one of the most dreaded topics in the quantitative aptitude section, compound interest. I promise by the end of this short explainer, you'll be solving these questions with both speed and confidence. So, let's get started. Does this sound familiar to you? You see a compound interest question, you even know the formula, but it either takes way too long to solve, or worse, you get the wrong answer. You know, these questions are designed to be tricky. But today, we're going to learn the system to beat them every single time. Don't you worry, I'm here to help you with that.
For those of you who are new here, a very warm welcome to the channel. I'm Ayushi Agarwal, and my mission is to help you clear competitive exams like SSC, banking, railways, and defense by simplifying complex topics just like this one.
We're going to start from absolute zero. So even if you've never understood this topic before, just stick with me. We'll build a really strong foundation first, which will empower you to solve any question that comes your way. Let's start with the very basics. First things first, what's the big difference here? Well, simple interest is always calculated on the initial amount, the principal. But with compound interest, and this is absolutely crucial, the interest is calculated on the principal plus all the previous interest that is accumulated. In short, it's interest on interest. Simple, right? I'm sure all of you have seen this formula. A is the final amount, P is the principal, R is the rate of interest per year, and T is the time in years. It looks simple enough, but the examiners love to play games with R and T. But don't worry, we're about to master all of its variations. Ready? Now this is probably the most important part of today's session. The secret to cracking CI questions in exams like SSC CGL and IBPSPO is understanding the compounding period. This is the exact spot where most students make mistakes, and this is where we are going to become experts. So listen very carefully. So here's the crucial point. Whenever the interest is not compounded annually, you just need to follow a simple two-step process. First, you're going to adjust the rate, and second, you're going to adjust the time. That's it, just 2 steps. Adjust the rate, adjust the time. It's that simple. Now, take a good look at this slide, because this table right here is your master key. You need to memorize this. If the interest is compounded half-yearly, you divide the rate by 2 and multiply the time by 2. If it's quarterly, you divide the rate by 4 and multiply the time by 4. This simple rule is the solution to about 80% of the questions you'll see in your exam. Do not forget this. All right, enough theory. There's only one way to build real confidence, and that's by solving actual exam questions. So let's move on to our first problem and see how this rule works in practice. Come on, let's take a look. Okay, have a look at this question. The principal is $15,000, the rate is 30% per annum, and the time is 1 year. But what's the key phrase here? It's compounded half-yearly. So what's our very first step going to be? Think about our 2-step rule. You remember it, right? Exactly. We have to adjust R and T. The rate is 30% per year, so for a half year, it'll become 30 divided by 2, which is 15%. The time is 1 year, and since there are 2 half years in a year, our new time period becomes 2. Now pay close attention here, because this is the exact trap SSC sets. They give you simple numbers that you must adjust first. Now we just apply the formula with our new values. We'll calculate the amount for 2 periods at 15%. The final amount comes out to Rs $19,837.05. The question asked for the compound interest, so we just subtract the principal of $15,000 to get our final answer, Rs $4,837.05. See? It was that easy. Okay, let's take it up a notch. This time, the principal is $64,000, the rate is 20% per annum, but the time is 9 months, and it's compounded quarterly. This is another very common format. So how would you handle 9 months and quarterly? Have a think about it. Let's apply our master rule. Quarterly means we divide the rate by 4. So 20% per year becomes 5% per quarter. Now for the time. How many quarters are there in 9 months? Well, 3 months make a quarter, so 9 months make 3 quarters. Our new T is 3. Converting months into these time periods is a frequent point of confusion, but now you know the trick. Don't get confused by this. And look at how powerful our rule is. We just plug in the adjusted values, a principal of $64,000, a rate of 5%, and a time of 3. After doing the calculation, the amount is Rs $74,088. Subtract the principal, and the compound interest is Rs $10,088. Perfect! All right, let's look at the final variation for today, which often appears in mains level exams. What happens when the interest rate isn't constant and actually changes every year? Come on, let's learn this one too. This concept is called successive interest rates. It sounds complicated, but it's actually quite logical. The first year's interest is calculated at rate 1, and then the second year's interest is calculated on the new amount using rate 2. It's really just a chain reaction. The formula just gets extended. Instead of using a power of t, you create a separate bracket for each year's interest rate. So for 2 years, you'd multiply by 1 plus R1 over 100, and then by 1 plus R2 over 100. It's just a simple chain. Pretty easy, isn't it? Now let's see this in action. We're given the final amount, which is Rs 24,486. The rates are 5% and 6%. We need to find the initial principal, x. We just set up our equation. X times 1 plus 5 over 100 times 1 plus 6 over 100 equals 24,486. Working backwards, we find that the original investment, X, was Rs $22,000. This question is frequently repeated in banking exams, so make sure you understand it well. And that's it. We've covered the most important types of compound interest questions. Before we finish, let's summarize everything in a final checklist for high retention. Let's do a quick revision. So, what you should take away from this is, first, always remember that CI is interest on interest. Second, always use the adjustment table for half-yearly and quarterly compounding, divide the rate, multiply the time. And third, for successive rates, just chain the multipliers together. Master these 3 points, and you'll be all set for your exam. You will clear your exam. If you found this explainer clear and helpful, please take a moment to hit that like button. Share it with your friends who are also preparing, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future exam-focused videos. Your support is really important to me. And for more practice questions and the PDF of this session, do join our Telegram channel. The link is down in the description, is completely free, and is the best place to get all of the important updates. Go ahead and join quickly. Now, I want to hear from you. Which topic is giving you trouble? What should I break down in my next explainer? Let me know down in the comments section. I read all of them. Keep practicing,